Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just an Average Metalhead. It is me, your host with the most, Matt, and today we are talking my top 10 track 1, side 1 songs. That's right, we are talking album openers. For me, it is the most important part of any album is the opening track. It is the worm on the hook. If you fall in love with that opening track, that's it. You are keyed in for the rest of the album. For me, it is like well and truly the statement of intent of what that album's going to do. So without further ado, let's get into the top 10. So first, we caffeinate before we educate. Right, signing in at number 10, we have Pantera, The Great Southern Trendkill from the album The Great Southern Trendkill. This track starts the album off with a boot to the face. The literal start of this track is just a Phil Anselmo giving out a visceral scream. This, for all intents and purposes, is Pantera's like kickback against grunge and that whole scene, and going, no, metal is alive, it is here. And like this whole song is just it pummels you until you get to the end, where it's sort of like it feels like Dimebag is kind of going, no, I'm fighting, I want to get my shit in, and it ends with the like one of the best bluesy like riffs you've ever heard in your life. It's so damn good. Easy, like the first time I heard it, it was a proper like, what the fuck is this? I need to listen to the rest of this album. Okay, in at number 9 we have Guns N' Roses with Welcome to the Jungle from Appetite for Destruction. This is one of the iconic album opening tracks. Like, as soon as you hear that, you know what ride you're in for. Like, it is iconic. Granted, it's overplayed to hell, but a good song is a good song, whatever. Like, you cannot, like, everybody in Guns N' Roses for that opening salvo debut album, like every single member of Guns N' Roses is playing on 10 on this. Like, Axl is sound like people called Bruce Dickinson the human siren. No, that is Axl all over this track. It is 100% perfect. Like I said, it's overplayed to hell, but it's completely like, it's obvious why. If it wasn't so overplayed, I probably would have put it further down, like higher up in the list. But other than that, absolutely perfect. In at number 8, we have Machine Head clenching the fists of dissent from the album The Blackening. Oh my god. Again, this song is a statement of intent of what this album set out to achieve. And for me, this album, like I've said before, it is the modern equivalent to Master of Puppets. It is 100% the best metal album of the like 2000s and 2010s. I still hold that in my heart to this day. My apologies, sorry. Like the first like minute or so of this track is quite like atmospheric and relaxing. Well, not relaxing, but it's just setting up its stall. Like, starts off with a little bit of a chant from Rob Flynn, then the like acoustic guitar comes in, then you get that sort of like military rolling snare, and then all hell breaks loose, and it is the start of one of the greatest metal albums of the past 20 odd years. It is so damn good. Like, there's not enough words to put into perspective of like why. I'm planning on doing a whole video on The Blackening, which I'll explain more at the end of the video on that. In at number 7 we have Slayer, Angel of Death from the album Rain in Blood. Again, it's a statement of intent. Like, we've got like thunder fast riffing from like Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman, and then just that piercing scream from Tom Araya going into that like into it. Like, granted, it's one of the most, like, it's a dark as hell song. It's written about the Nazi scientist Joseph Mengele, but like again, the whole album of Rain in Blood is just like wham 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 wham. It does not let up. It does, like, it is just pure, like, fast paced thrashing goodness. And like, as an opening track, Angel of Death is just perfect. It lays out that album stall straight away. In at number 6, we have got Elton John, Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, from the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I know, bit of a curveball, an Elton John track on this list, but honestly, Elton John is just a rocker. He is so damn good. Like, that whole album is great, but this, it's like the Funeral for a Friend part of it, it's really like atmospheric. There's like, it's just sort of like there's not a lot really going on. It's just like wind sounds and stuff like that, and then the second half kicks in with like Love Lies Bleeding, and like there's a really good sort of like guitar part going on. Elton John's up and down the piano. He's playing his heart out. Like, every single member of his band are playing on 10, and then like the actual, once Elton starts singing and the lyrics come in, they are catchy as hell, but they've still got that drive underneath them. Like, it is a really, really good opening salvo for the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and honestly, it's just perfect. No complaints about that whole album. Like, it's an odd recommendation, but if you've not listened to the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John, please, please, please check it out. You will not be disappointed. It is fantastic. It's a pure example of the partnership between Elton John and Bernie Taupin. It is absolutely amazing. In at number 5, we have got Behemoth, Blow Your Trumpets, Gabriel, from the album The Satanist, which I happen to be wearing the t-shirt of today. Yeah, it is, again, it's letting you know what you've got coming in from the rest of the album. It is dark. Nurgle's voice is sounding just sinister. The lyrics are just like so fucking twisted, but they are like, it is laying their stall out perfectly. Like, the opening line of the song is, I saw the virgin's cunt spewing forth a snake. He's just letting you know what you were going to expect. It is black metal at its finest, and I know I don't really go into that territory a lot, but it is just so damn good. Like, the guitar on this track is just, yeah, it's dark, it's sinister, it is just amazing. Right, in at number 4, we have got Iron Maiden, Caught Somewhere in Time, from the album Somewhere in Time. Yes, it's me, and there was going to be a Maiden song on this list. I'm sorry, I can't help being a fanboy. From the opening synths and the gradual build upon build of all the other instruments coming in for that intro, to it booting off into the main song, Bruce Dickinson is on top form. Like, for me, Somewhere in Time is Maiden's greatest album. I know a lot of people have other choices, but for me, Somewhere in Time is absolutely incredible. I love that album so much, and it made it even better seeing them play songs of it live last year. The guitar solo is amazing. Like, again, it's Maiden playing on 10, and it is just like I know a lot of people say the experiments they made on Somewhere in Time, they perfected on Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. But for me, you can't improve on the perfection that is Somewhere in Time. In at number 3, we have the opening track of one of the best metal albums of all time. We have Metallica with Battery from Master of Puppets. Again, it is that gentle teasing with the acoustic guitars before you get punched in the face when the actual song Battery comes in. Again, one of Metallica's finest hours. Like, James Hetfield is like, he sounds like he's been drinking like venom for a week. Like, he's just like at his finest. Kirk Hammett is just amazing. Cliff Burton, one of his finest hours on the bass, and Lars is Lars, doing what he does best. We're like, I know he's not the best drummer in the world, but I completely agree with what he says. Like, yeah, I'm not the best drummer in the world, but you find a drummer that sounds just as good as I do with James Hetfield. You know, those two work perfectly together. They are made to play together. Like, and people probably said a million things about Battery before that I way better than I can, but Battery is again. It is that, like, it's that sneak in and slap round the chops that hooks you in for the rest of the album. In at number 2, we have Clutch with Mercury from Blast Tyrant. Again, it's a perfect statement of intent for the album Blast Tyrant. The first minute of this track throws away blues riffs that other bands would have spent a whole song just working around. But they're like, no, they're just like, here, have it. And that is just pretty much sums up all of Blast Tyrant. It is just so much fun. It is absolutely amazing. And then you get to when the vocals come in, everything stops. First line, and he just belts. He just like belts out the first like few lyrics, and that's it. You're in. Like, then everybody comes back in after that first line. It's just like pure blues rock and roll. And yeah, you can't go wrong with Blast Tyrant. I absolutely, like, if you've not listened to Blast Tyrant by Clutch, do. It's one of the greatest albums ever made. Just pure rock and roll joy. You cannot go wrong, especially if you are a lover of the Electric Lettuce. Wink, wink. Okay, in at number 1, there is no other song that could have made number 1. It's a cliche, but it's the song that started everything. It is Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath from the album Black Sabbath. Holy shit. Like, just the pure weight behind what this song means to a genre I love with everything in my being. It is just unbelievable. Like, again, like I said, this is the song that started everything, you know? This is the fixed point in time when it comes to heavy metal. Everything that came before is, like, put through those 4 guys from Birmingham and created something magical. From the rain and the tolling bell in the back before at the very start of the song, to Tony Iommi's like amazing, like, sinister riff in that and then the bass coming in, the drums coming in. Then you get the master of his craft, Ozzy Osbourne, like, very first song that off the very first Black Sabbath album. I apologise, I'm still getting over a cold. Just those words. What is this that stands before me? A figure in black that points at me. just like it sends chills down your spine all the time. Yeah, it is. Like I said, it is the fixed point of the music I love today, and like it, like still get chills listening to that song now. It is so good. So yeah, there was no other choice for number one for track one, side one. Yeah, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath from the album Black Sabbath. Yeah, so little update on something I'm gonna do going forward. Before I go, I'm gonna be starting to do on like the YouTube Shorts part of this. I'm gonna be doing sort of like um, albums of the day. I might not get a chance to do them every day, but when I do, it's just gonna be a quick like description, overview, and key tracks for albums people should check out, and they're gonna be like my recommendations. Um, I hope it's just my way of sort of going here's check this out. It's really rad. You're gonna love it. Other stuff coming up. I'm going to be going to see the Ghost Right Here Right Now movie. I will have a full review of that when that comes out, and just some really cool top 10 lists I've got planned and written, ready to film. So you will get those very quickly, including my favourite frontmen. Yeah, got loads of good stuff happening. Have fun, enjoy yourselves, and keep the faith. Just know that you are loved and have the best day. I'll see you later.